Hello, Starvaders. We're playing a little more today. Gotta be honest with everyone, I actually attempted a recording session earlier today and I unfortunately lost. Once again to a pretty stupid mistake. I thought I shouldn't put this kind of stuff on all of you for the third day in a row. For those who are curious, I think I had a pretty promising deck going on. Reactor Burn, pretty fun stuff. Annihilation, a little more inconsistent than I initially expected, but it was doing things for sure. Maybe I shouldn't have taken it. Siphon Fire also kind of clunky, but we did get through the first boss, but once we got to World 2, we ran into a tile with Doom Ritual, which really put an insane amount of pressure for us to burn a lot of stuff in our deck. That made our deck very inconsistent, and right towards the end of the fights, there was just a little too much pressure for us to deal with. And unfortunately, that lost us the run. I don't know. I wanted to do another run for you, all of you today. Not that I'm against posting your losses. I think doing that stuff is important. You've seen me do it in the past 2 days. I just thought that, I don't know. I didn't want to post 3 runs in a row where I just say, "Oops, sorry, I made a boo-boo. Run's over. See you tomorrow." I'm gonna do my best to put on a slightly better show for it in the second makeup run, but I'm hoping that I don't do this as often. I'm hoping this does not become a recurring thing. You know what? If anyone would cheer me up, it's gotta be Kaia. Let's see what we can do on her. Flying Punch is a strong card, especially when you give it Chain. I just don't know if it's exactly what we want on Kaia. Different story on Shun, who has like this incredible combo with it, but like we don't care that much about Flying Punching over and over. It's strong, don't get me wrong. Maybe it's strong enough. En Passant is a weird card. I don't know if it's actually that good. I've played with it a lot. Tried it in a bunch of different contexts. I think the best case scenario for it is for it to get the jab upgrade, at which point like its second line of text becomes a lot easier to trigger. But just like in its default form, it's felt very clunky to me in that on some boards where like your enemies are clumped up, it's just very difficult to make it work. I don't like this initial selection of cards, and I think I'll actually just reroll it. Okay, Ripple, definitely awesome. I think we'll just go Ripple Returnal and look to pick up some other, like, recurrent sources of traps. I don't hate it. Let's go in. Can we take this on? I think we can. Bunch of bombs. Tick Invasion's gonna be annoying, but it's whatever. We'll figure it out. Yeah, definitely not something that's, like, fatal, so to say. Something we could do is bury here and then zap them this way, but we would need to... Okay, that's... Yeah, this will give us... Yeah, this will give us enough mobility to kill that final guy. Kinda nice. This is how you do it. Right? Nope. I'm playing like a buffoon. God. Oh, wait. That does kill it. I guess the regenerating shield doesn't happen until it actually gets to your turn. That's kind of cool. Power Jab. This is actually basically... Oh, I wonder if Power Jab... I wonder if Power Jab works like Rocket Fist in that it sends out a projectile, or it doesn't. But I do feel like I have the leeway here to just reroll once and try to see 3 new cards, because none of these really help with Kaia's primary game plan. Quick Charge, Reproduce, Rolling Thunder. All of these are interesting cards. None of them are like immediately awesome. I might just pick up Quick Charge. It's a pretty good way for us to just solve our mana issues. And then we can always figure out other ways to... Yeah, you know what? I think I'll pick up Quick Charge and just look for another... look for another card. Look for like other cards to help us solve the other side of the equation. This gets us mana. Now we just need to figure out ways to like draw a bunch of cards over and over. We're still looking for a way to trigger a bunch of traps. Again, Jutsu, Claw Trap, the whole shebang. Because of that, I think I'm going to take a moment to just visit this tile that's offering a visit this tile that's offering a, let's say, tactic and a move to help us. This is an awkward turn. I'm not thrilled with the situation at present, but that's gonna help. That's gonna help a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Some part of me is also just kind of... I don't know. I think there's a part of me that worked up a bit of an ego over like my win streak of 7 a while back and thinking like, oh... Yeah. I'm chill now. I'm good. I can do better than just like having a 50% win rate. Obviously we're striving for more than that, but you know. I think I've let it get to my head maybe a little bit too much. I do think, yeah, there I could have put a berry here to kill the Swarmer, but I think killing that Migo plus right above me was a bit more important. Yeah, this will be just fine. Not exactly thrilled with these choices. Gale Force might be fine, actually. Just a good movement card that like lets you push a bunch of... Yeah, like it moves and also is a way for you to attack, because not only does it like push invaders into each other, it can also help you push invaders into your traps, which... Yeah, for those reasons we're gonna pick that up there. I could have rerolled. I very well could have, but I think any rerolling that we do is better spent in the shop, where we would have the chance to like see four separate cards like this. Really wish we could pick up both Galvanize and Hidden Blade here. I do feel pretty compelled to pick up Hidden Blade in a situation like this. There's always the option for us to press this button and get like 7,500 stars in order to pick this up. I don't know if that's way too silly, because yeah, these two cards actually do work really well with what we've got going on. It turns on Hidden Blade in like multiple ways. Not only do they draw you more cards, they give us a lot more opportunities to draw cards every single turn. They also would help us like alleviate the whole shuriken problem. Okay, this might be considered a stupid play. I'm gonna press this button, get some stars, and use that to pick up the galvanizes. Pressing that button puts a Bab into your deck, which is pretty bad. This is a junk that you can never purge. If you pick up all three of them, you can actually fight a harder version of the Overseer. That's usually not what we do on these runs, hence why you've never seen me do it. But today, I really need the money, so we're gonna pick that up. I think that might have been stupid. I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, killing these balloons, as always, are top priority. Gotta do it as quickly as we possibly can. I think I should be doing this first. Storm Cell, and then we'll get rid of that thing. Yeah, let's do this too. Galvanize again. Yeah, these galvanizes, which have a lot of things compelled me to pick up the extra Bab just to pick up these two. Like, not only do they already work with our game plan, they also like have flow, cycle into each other. We have a bunch of flow cards we can draw. Just a lot of stuff going for them. Oh, we are gonna actually eat a jump here. Are we? Nope, guess not. This guy just did not feel like hitting us. Yeah, these galvanizes with flow really are making it like trivial for us to trigger Switchblade, which has been very helpful. maybe I should have worked to kill this last airship here. Because it dying here is now going to leave some clouds in this area, which might not be ideal. That will at least minimize the impact of it dying here. Because it's now only going to spawn these 2 clouds, but that does mean we're going to have to hit this guy 3 times in a row. Oh. Wait. Yeah, we're good, actually. Get rid of these 2 fellas. I will pull this guy up 1. So we can take a small breather. However insignificant. Kill this guy. Yeah, I do think we're beyond the point where like we can mess around too much. Alright, let's just slow down. It's been tough, but I think we'll be able to finish this fight somewhat gracefully. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, don't really want to reroll here because I think these 3 have the chance at just being pretty good. I don't know if I want the scavenger or the egg here because we already have a lot of mana generation and quick charge and like galvanize. I'm honestly thinking about just picking up NG89 here. Although, yeah, it's not great, but I think it's fine. Allowing us to double up on shurikens will duplicate them, which can get a little messy, but worst case we can just double ripple, double hook jab. I think both of those are going to be acceptable. And who knows, we might pick up some more exciting... We might pick up some more exciting attacks as we go. Yeah, whenever these guys get involved, they are always going to make the encounter a little more dangerous than I would like. Something notable about them is the fact that like they don't look like they do that much, but the fact that they charge Doom even in the back row means that like they can very easily like cause you to overextend, needing to go very deep into the back row to like get stuff done and make sure you don't die from them, and in the meantime everything else is just charging past you. It's actually a very large part of how I died in the last min run, if you'll believe me. I've developed a newfound respect for them, and I think in this case I also kind of don't want to add a new card to my deck. What I've got going on I quite like, and I'm legit thinking about just like removing maybe like 2 dash, 2 hook jab. That might be a little extreme, but like I'm genuinely considering that, and then just I don't know. Maybe there is something to do with like picking up another card. I would like another move. I would like more things that like put traps on the ground. Ugh. You know what? We're not staring down Doom Ritual this time. Surely we won't die a horrible death again. Oh, I guess I was legit just out of, Oh. I didn't expect that. I should have thought a bit more about what the hell I was doing back there, but eek. Yeah, we're playing a little sloppy again. It's... That worked out there, but I don't think that those were like necessarily good good moves for me to make. Looks like this fight is going to be handled with no super bad incidents, but still. I do think I could have played it a little more cleanly. However, we did get through it. What are we doing now? Don't hate a tempo, actually. Although Power Jab could also be kind of awesome. Actually, we're going to be spending our battery a lot. I don't think we'll have the means to necessarily, like, power it out. I might just pick up a tempo. It just seems like a very strong card, especially when you combine it with Ripple. The fact that you can move anywhere is also good. That does not hurt at all. I think I will reroll this. Just nothing super exciting here. You know what? Yeah, we'll pick up an upgrade. There are now just some like pretty exciting candidates in our deck as far as like upgrading goes. So we'll see where we can take it. Yeah, getting rid of a bunch of these like mushroom guys is always pretty good, I think. Good way to spend your time there. Could I have sequenced this a little bit better so that we can actually kill the Time Angel? I think that's... no. I don't want to go down one more just to, like, grab that. There isn't really a great reason for it. I guess we can kill this guy after all. It's a bit of a relief. Gonna have to get rid of this. Really needed to not let this shell get down here with its shield, because that would have made that final turn there pretty awkward, but we made it through. Having a move on the quick charge, I kind of just like that. I think that's going to be totally fine. There was I think there was an argument to maybe us giving the BAP a draw so that we didn't have to deal with its thing. Swap. No, I don't think so. Tendrils could be nice. I do think we're going to pick up Razor Sharp though, and I will actually just remove a dash. We're going to have a lot of shurikens running around in this deck, and I think, yeah, we've talked about Razor Sharp in detail before. It's just a very strong artifact when you have a deck like this that's very like focused on that kind of stuff. Oh, I made a mistake there. I did not need to shock that deck because I was planning to shock him anyways. Just shock a bunch of fellas. Are there ways for me to kill a few more? Yes, there are. That's, yeah, now that's combo of 4. This will give me the max bounty from that guy, which is good. Oh, I'm gonna miss out on this first quick charge here, unless this Echo chooses not to step on it. It didn't choose to step on it, which is good for me. Oh. Yeah, I think there's some value to leaving this shuriken on the ground so that it remains available to me in this upcoming turn. Yeah, this whole issue of like trap retention in this particular deck is like somewhat alleviated by the thought of like us having access to these galvanizers, which draws us into more flow cards, a bunch of which are going to be shurikens. We're also pretty it's something else nice about this is that like Returnal naturally lets us go galvanize into Returnal if we draw it that way. We can immediately Returnal, reposition, pick back up the galvanize, and just keep digging into our deck. I think I'll get rid of this jam. The amount of mana we have now should be more than enough to keep us going for the rest of this fight. I just need to make sure like that my deck actually works. More than anything else. I think this fight is about as good as over. Yeah, that'll be... that'll be all. Well, two different directions we can go here. We can we can just aim for we can just go with Assassin to get a bunch more card draw, which I don't hate at all. Electric Ray has its own merits here. Like letting us shock and a bunch of extra invaders could help us power out quick charge, but I think we're already doing a pretty good job at that with all the bunch of like galvanizes and zaps we're doing. Yeah, we'll pick up Assassin. We'll see where it takes us. I think we'll go here. See what attacks the game gives us. There are a few that I would be like very thrilled to pick up, but pretty happy to work with just about anything here. Alright. Actually, I really need to kill one of these two, like now. Might not look super dangerous, but if they arrive both at the bottom of the board at the same time, one of them is going to be guaranteed to give them doom, which I really don't like. Classic thing of, yeah, galvanize. Ooh. Hopefully we draw 2 attacks this turn. It would be pretty silly if we didn't. Oh, NG89 comes in the clutch. Thank you for that. Okay, these are very interesting choices for us. Plunder, MPK, and Spirit Throw. I think all 3 of these can be excellent in this deck. MPK specifically is like even stronger than it usually is with the advent of Assassin here. It is able to, yeah, it's able to really just help us cycle through a bunch of cards. But I think I'm gonna go for a bit of a fun pick here that might be a little, I don't know. I really want to. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really want to pick up Plunder. It's I very rarely get to play with it because it's a legendary card you don't see that often, and I do think it has some interesting applications in this particular deck. I don't know. Let's just pick up MPK. I think getting something that works well with Assassin is kind of rare, or at least, what is it? It's a good thing for us to just have access to. It's not that Assassin can't be good on a regular basis. More so just that, yeah, I think picking up something like this that's already good that also works very well with it is gonna be pretty helpful. After all that, I think I will be coming down here to pick up an upgrade. It is, I imagine, going to be pretty helpful. Looks like this is going to sort itself out pretty nicely here. Yeah, a lot of money for us from that initial wave of stuff. Yeah, unfortunately can't exactly chain into much of anything with that Galvanize since our draw pile was mostly empty. But we're still going to be able to do a lot here, I suspect. Yeah, this will actually just end the fight. What are we picking up? Gale Force. I do not hate Gale Force at all. Gale Force with Zephyr. I think that has some very interesting implications. Although Bat not being a dead card also just has a lot of value. I think I'll actually pick that up. Kind of paying the piper here in a sense, but don't mind it at all. Okay, I think something I can do now at this juncture is just like get rid of a bunch of our dashes. I think we can also get rid of like one hook jab. Do I want ambush? There's something to starting with an ambush. Just like, I don't know, like starting with two of these on the grid is just nice. But I do think we'll, like in these much longer fights we're gonna have a pretty easy time generating enough shurikens maybe that it just doesn't matter as much. Nemesis also okay. I think I'm gonna reroll once just to see what else comes up. Okay, a lot of very strong options here. I think the one I like the most here is going to be Storm Chaser, just giving us the flexibility to like move stuff around, trigger our booby traps. It's going to be nice. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll get rid of that last dash too. Just really tightening up our deck and making sure that we're able to do the thing that this deck was built to do consistently. Okay, Kraken with Aegis Invaders, very dangerous. This fight can really drag on for like much longer than you might expect if you're not careful. I'll stay here for now. Yeah, whatever this deck will struggle with, I don't suspect it's going to be outputs. We've got a lot going for us here. Yeah, this formation of enemies is kind of awkward though. Really just, at this juncture, I'm just trying to do my best to maximize Assassin as much as I am able. Yeah, the neck. I think we've done a pretty good job of like taking care of these initial bits of enemies, but I'm going to move over here with that one extra battery that I still had. I think there was an argument that you could make about like keeping it and making sure we still had that excess power when we got around to what is it? Quick charge one more time, but I think not eating that junk there had its value. Might as well. What am I gonna draw with this? I guess I don't necessarily know. Could do that. I think we're gonna be okay this fight, although don't want to be overly optimistic here. Now we're really taking advantage of Assassin. Always feel pretty good about doing that. Yeah. I'll just move over here. I think we're on pretty good pace to just finish off this Kraken run. It's, if you'll believe it, it's actually been 3 days since I've made it to the... Well, if you've been here, I'm sure it's not too difficult to believe me, quote unquote, but the fact of the matter is, it has been like 3 whole days since I've made it to the Overseer, and I'm pretty excited to be back. Oh shit, the Gust there actually has no target. Alright. Just gotta kill these last few fellas. Shouldn't be too hard, right? Alright. This should wrap up the fight. I think the Kraken part's gonna regenerate its shield, but it don't matter so much. NG89 is gonna take care of that for us. It's been a hot minute since we've been back here, but let's see if we can finish this run off. We will be... We'll be looking to like charge up our mana reserves as quickly as possible, because that's what's gonna really let us last in a longer fight like this. Really missequenced there, unfortunately, with the why do those ticks spawn over here? That's strange. Well, I guess it's gonna be fine. get rid of both of these. Both of those junks. Okay. Tempo is a very good start. We've also just freshly then we'll do that. This will draw us with another card. Yeah. It's getting a little hard to keep things together. We're still gonna be fine this turn. Yeah. That ends phase 1, thank God. Ooh. Got a little too close there for comfort, at least for me, but it looks like we're still gonna be fine. Oh, right, of course, when we start this phase, it does just pick up all of our pickups for us from the grid. Yeah, with the help of Razor Sharp, I think we're going to really excel in this particular phase. We might have some issue in this deck with mobility and like maneuvering around the map on occasion, but like the one thing that we do not lack for is output. Yeah, we have managed to generate like a lot of shurikens over the course of the fight. Because, like, well, that is sort of what our deck is built to do. The key thing now, I believe, will be to doing our best to keep like as many of them on the grid every turn as we can. This will help us ensure that like our hand does not get overly clogged up, which I think will be very helpful. Yeah, just getting... We right now just have more mana than we can ever fully know what to do with. But that's definitely a good problem to have, for what it's worth. I think this should also pick up that shuriken for us. It does. I think I'm actually going to dump some of the shurikens I have down here so that they don't clog up my hand. It might look weird, but I do think it is necessary in this situation. We'll just leave this guy to hang for a hot second. This gives us a little more time to react to what happens in this phase. Again, sticking with that strategy of mine of just making sure we don't clog up our deck too much by storing, quote-unquote, a bunch of our shurikens down there. I do think this is going to be helpful. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything too ridiculous out here as far as what next turn's going to bring. We should be able to get to this MPK pretty easily. Yeah, that'll get us to here. Alright. I think we're good. I think we're good. But I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I think having 2 shurikens available in the deck is like about the sweet spot of where we want it to be. So that's what I'm gonna aim for here. Perfectly fine. Yeah, unfortunately we won't be able to reach both of the we won't be able to reach both of the assist cards this turn. But this is still plenty, I think. Yeah, next turn we'll just run over to the Keeper Assist, pick it up, and then that should be the end of it. Yeah, a few more things are going to grow this turn, but... let's fire this off just for fun. Yeah, let's do a quick deck debrief. Finally managed to stop a pretty unfortunate 3-day losing streak. Yeah, this one is just me closing the run a little prematurely, like literally nothing has happened yet, and I was like, no. But yeah, pretty unfortunate. The Roxy, again with the, what the hell happened here? Right, I messed up against a bunch of Oculus, had a bunch of stuff I could do. That run was pretty exciting, but exploded. Played Iris yesterday, took Reaper when I really shouldn't have, and then just fumbled the bag against Queen Bee, and then today on Min, I just took... I think I had a pretty fun deck going on. Some of these picks were pretty questionable considering when they happened, but still, I think this deck could have gone places, especially with Gesture. I just took a very difficult tile without like really considering my position, and that got me killed. In the end here, we got a pretty like classic dub with Kaia, just farming the hell out of Hidden Blade. That's always fun. Yeah, I'm hoping to not do stuff like this in the future, and I don't know. I think losing 3 days in a row just really got to me, and that made me like really just record an extra run just to see what happened. Yeah. I think honestly I would not have been as frustrated as I was were it like if it was just like, oh, the run was too hard. Oh, I had no choice but to do what I did. All three of these runs were runs that I could have won if I played a little bit better, which I think it's in a sense it is good to find mistakes like these and improve on it, but it also, I don't know, it frustrates me to some extent. But yeah, that is gonna do it for today. I'm hoping to have a better run tomorrow, and well, honestly, not do stuff like this ever again. We'll see though. At the end of the day, it's my channel. I can do what I want, and if I want to record a second run, what the hell, I'll do it. But yeah, I'll see all of you tomorrow. Bye.